The year is 2014. I've somehow weaseled my way out of working, and I took a trip back home to see my dad. We didn't have anything planned, so we grabbed some Boston Market, headed to the beach, and had a fantastic evening. Went home, we had several types of Pringles available in the cabinet. All of them were delicious with exception to one. Dill Pickle Pringles leaves a disgusting, briny, horrible taste in your mouth that will last for the entirety of the upcoming year. But I don't blame my dad. Parenting is tough. It's unrewarding, and you can never be 100% sure you won't wind up with the next Hitler. I remember when I was younger, and that certain games kind of had a bigger sibling kind of vibe, like Geico, and those stood out to me because they made me care for a little blob of pixels more than some of the humans I know. Now maybe it's just because I'm getting older, but lately I've noticed a lot of games have a parental motif to them. In these games usually plays some gruff, middle-aged man on some kind of expedition to save or protect their offspring, or just some young kid that you're meant to grow attached to. Some games do it better than others. Some fail to elicit any kind of emotion whatsoever towards the child in question. But recently I played a game that was capable of thawing my frozen cast-iron heart and plucking its strings like a cherubic Jimi Hendrix. A game with such serious content coated in a gooey, defense-lowering humor. That game was Lisa, the Painful RPG. Now, I'm not actually going to get too deep into the game as I don't want to spoil the story, because it's incredible, and because if there's any interest, I may do a Let's Play of it on Painful mode, because I'm a glutton for punishment, and I really want to play it again. A little bit of backstory, though. In 2012, a game called out that was just called Lisa, now known as Lisa the First, because there's the second game and the DLC. That game was so heavily into adult themes it was downright haunting in its design. In it, you were played as a young girl named Lisa. Makes fucking perfect sense, right? Yeah? Well, Lisa is tormented and abused by her father, Marty. The game revolves around Lisa exploring the deepest reaches of her own mind in order to get away from Marty, trying to find the better memories of her mother before she left. Anywho, Lisa the Painful, which is the sequel, follows the story of Brad, Lisa's brother, who is constantly tortured by the fact that he failed to protect Lisa from their horrible father. The apocalypse occurs, and don't question that, you're not going to get a satisfying answer as to what happened exactly, it just happened. And now the game takes place in a Mad Max-esque world. In any case, Brad stumbles upon a child in the bushes and vows to take care of her and raise her himself. Now in the world, women are extinct, so Buddy, as he names the girl, is kind of important to humanity. You know, what with procreation and all that. And everybody understands this, except Brad refuses to let her go out and interact with the harsh, scary new world. Until one day, she goes missing and Brad is determined to find her, even if he has to do it alone, but literally meets a new friend in the next screen transition, so don't worry about going it alone. And that's one of the unique things about this game that makes it so enjoyable. There's about 30 companions in this world willing or begrudgingly able to join you on your quest to save Buddy. This is incredible because each character, you know, the sprites are simplistic and the dialogue is fun and silly, but each of them does feel like a real person, like you can get attached to them. And this is great because all party members are balanced and usable, and sure, some are clearly better than others, but in all, you pick the 3 guys you want to have around and take them out to fight the world, which makes it all the much harder when some lunatic comes along with a sadistic choice. You can either let die your friend, or give him everything you own. And that's just kind of like a taste of what happens throughout the entirety of the game. Certain bosses also have instant permadeath moves, and normally I despise those in any kind of RPG, especially ones where if the main character dies, it's game over. But in this one it feels right. It fits the setting well. So when you lose a party member, either through tragic story elements, battle, or what have you, you're actually affected. You didn't lose a stat block, you lost a friend. And you're willing to replay that incredibly difficult boss fight in order to get him back. You and your 3 amigos. Till the horrible bitter end. Yeah. Anyway, it's an amazing game. It's about 16 hours long, and the DLC adds about 5 more hours to it, and it's gotta be the best $1.50 I ever spent on anything. Unlike those disgusting dill pickle Pringles, which were the worst $1.50 I've ever spent. So, in conclusion, quick summation of everything I've said, dill pickle Pringles gets a 2 out of 10.